Do your jeans have some holes? Don't let those holes get to you or get any larger. Hello friends, I'm Nancy. In part 1 of this 2-part video series, I discovered some holes near the pocket of a pair of jeans when I investigated the jeans for a seat repair. Let's take charge of this repair and get those holes under control. But we'll need our supplies first. Here's a recap from part 1. First, we choose a matching thread. A tip for matching thread to fabric is to unwind some thread off of the spool and lay it on the fabric, in this case, on the jeans. If the thread can barely be seen, or better yet, blends in completely, then that's a good color to use. We'll need some coordinating scrap jeans fabric. Today I'm choosing a scrap of jeans material that has stretch to it, since this pair of jeans has stretch. For this scrap, the back of the fabric is what matches best. We'll use sewing scissors and pinking shears if you have them to reduce fraying. If you're headed out to a sewing supply store or ordering online, then think about purchasing a fray-stopping liquid. We'll use fusible bonding web, which is available in sheets or on rolls like tape. For equipment, we'll use an iron and our sewing machine. We'll use a Denim sewing machine needle. They are strong and have long, extra sharp points for piercing denim in tightly woven fabric. They will be important for the sewing machine to do its job. We'll also use a hand sewing needle and pins. Find some contrasting material. In this case, I'm using orange. You'll see why in a bit. Now that I've recapped the needed supplies, I lay the jeans on the table with the right side out and examine the 2 holes by the back pocket. This is where the orange fabric is helpful. I slide the orange fabric between the front and back of the jeans, and I can see the holes more clearly. Although the hole at the top of the pocket is small, now is a good time to address it before it gets worse. Next, I cut a patch for each hole and make sure that each patch is larger than the size of the hole. I use pinking shears to trim the patch edges to prevent fraying, or use a fray-stopping liquid. I'll use a sturdy double-threaded hand sewing needle with knotted end and stitch the large hole together. This is to make the holes easier to work with once we're ready to add patches on the inside. I cut a piece of fusible bonding web to just a bit smaller than each patch. I place the bonding web on the jeans material without the paper backer, and the patch directly on top of the web, making sure that the jeans holes are completely covered and that the darker side of the fabric faces out. With an iron heated according to the fusible web directions, I press on top of the patches with the bonding material under it until every part of each patch has been attached securely to the jeans with the bonding web. I place pins through each patch as a guide for where our patches begin and end. I place the pins on the outside of the garment while checking on the inside to make sure that the pins are correctly placed. Before beginning to sew, I want to have the appropriate needle installed. In the case of these stretchy jeans, the material is not too heavy, so a 90/14 needle would do. If the jeans material is heavyweight, a 100/16 denim needle should be used. If the fabric is even heavier, a 110/18 denim needle should be used. I turn the jeans right side out and place them under the presser foot. Be sure that you don't sew over your straight pins. Not only can that break the sewing machine needle and bend the pin, it can also do expensive damage to the mechanics of your sewing machine. I'll set the sewing machine to zigzag stitching with the stitch setting width to 2 and the length to about 3. For each patch, I start with a few back stitches above the top of the hole and zigzag right next to the pocket edges. I end with a few back stitches below where the hole ends. Then I make a few more zigzag rows alongside the previous rows of stitching, using a combination of back stitching and forward stitching until each hole is covered with stitches that extend beyond the holes. On the jeans inside, I top stitch the patches along their edges, avoiding stitching into the pocket. Finally, I snip off thread ends. Now both holes have disappeared, and these jeans are ready to be wearable favorites again. Are you ready to see part 1 for the jeans seat repair? Then click the link below in the description. And click the link for more sewing tips and techniques. Until next time.